The independents are using several different types of ways to accomplish these calibrations. Some send them to the dealerships. Some try to do them in-house. Some call outside services to handle them. I know that's going to fail.
And isn't it true that some don't even know that the calibration is necessary?
And some don't even know that it needs to be done. And if it did need to be done, what steps need to be done and verified
Right.
before you go ahead and do the calibrations.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Airing of Grievances. My name is Eric Raymer. That's Robert Grieve. And as always, it's a privilege to share this time with you. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Subscribing to the channel is as easy as clicking a single button. And if you click the notification bell, that will tell you that it's 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time on a Saturday morning, and we're sending out new content.
Come join us.
Absolutely. And of course, if you like what you see, the thumbs up is the number one way to respond. That and your comments make such a huge difference to YouTube so that they can share this with more people. So we'd be grateful for that as well. Rob, happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you.
Thank
My
you.
dear friends, happy Saturday to you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comments, likes, and shares. Truly, truly appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, so today we're going to do kind of a follow-up to last week's video, and we had some great conversation in the comment section on last week's video. But Rob, I'm going to ask you to kind of set the scene for us here, because this story from last week kind of continues into this week for us, and you had a conversation with a big player.
Yes, yes. So we're talking about calibrations on these new vehicles, and please don't blame me.
You're just the messenger?
Yeah. I didn't put emergency braking in the car. I didn't agree to do the engineering and put it in there. I'm responsible for making sure it's working properly when you get your vehicle back.
All right.
And while we have some dissenters, if you will,
You know who you are.
that don't feel as though some of the things are necessary, no matter what you do, whether you're building a house or anything else, you don't hang the doors before you have walls up there.
Right.
There's a sequence to doing things, and there's certain things that we want to make sure openings are square and walls are square, and that the vehicle is also square.
Well, and you can complain all day long about the fact that there's technology that you wish wasn't in the car, but that
More's coming.
That toothpaste is out of the tube and it ain't never going back.
Yeah, the 20 manufacturers have agreed to make the systems more robust.
Yeah. And 90% of the vehicles out on the roads today, that are being sold today, I should say, the newer vehicles, 90% of them have this ADAS technology.
Yeah, a lot of it, but specifically the automatic emergency braking.
Right.
Which uses a lot of different things to decide if it needs to do that or not.
Correct.
There's all sorts of different pieces to that puzzle before it slams on the brakes for you.
Right.
So one of the things that we talked about last week is the need for a pre-alignment, or to check the alignment to make sure the vehicle is in alignment prior to trying to calibrate anything. Because if you try to calibrate something and the vehicle's not in alignment, the calibrations could be steering you into another lane.
Or off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we referenced a report. It's from the IIHS, in Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, funded by insurers. And one thing we didn't talk about last week is the overarching, what I feel when I'm reading this, is that people that go to dealerships and have the vehicle calibrated are reporting less problems with the calibrations than people that go to independent repair places. So just read that for me if you would. It's too small.
This is under section 3.5 in the Journal of Safety Research, and this article in that journal, 440 pages long or something like that, this is written by the IIHS. More respondents went to a dealership service center than independent mechanic, service center, or repair shop. A greater percentage of those who went to an independent repairer reported that they had issues with their features after the repair compared to those who went to a dealership service center. Wow.
Yeah. So let me put my dealer hat on just for a quick second. We're going to just explore this for a moment.
All right.
I had more than half my adult lifetime in the dealership, running dealerships, service departments, body shops, all the rest of that. And I can tell you that let's just call it was a Lincoln dealership. Lincoln Mercury at the time. I know that's hard for everybody to believe. But
Lincoln what?
Lincoln Mercury.
What?
Yeah. Huh? So if they had these things in it then that they have now, which they didn't, Lincoln Mercury, Ford, whatever, would send the tool, all the tooling necessary to the dealership along with a bill, and I wouldn't have to look for where I'm going to buy this stuff.
Right.
And along with that came training and so on and so forth. The independents are using several different types of ways to accomplish these calibrations. Some send them to the dealerships. Some try to do them in-house. Some call outside services to handle them.
And isn't it true that some don't even know that the calibration is necessary?
And some don't even know that it needs to be done. And if it did need to be done, what steps need to be done and verified before you go ahead and do the calibrations. First off, I use the dealership for everything that is non-Toyota Lexus and Lucid. Toyota Lexus and Lucid we do here because we have the equipment, the factory equipment.
Because we are Lexus authorized
and we're Lexus
Toyota
authorized,
certified.
and we're also Lucid.
Lucid authorized.
Yes. So we have the training, we have the space, we have the equipment, and we know what we're doing in those regards. Any other vehicle, whether it's an Audi or Mercedes or whatever else comes in here for repair, those vehicles go to the dealer because they have the tools and equipment.
All of that.
Other shops may choose to call an outside service. So I have an example of what that outside service might look like. This is I'm not even sure what kind of a car it is, but it doesn't matter. It's getting calibrated.
Yep.
In broad daylight, in a parking lot. If you zoom in, you will see that they have leveled the machine. You'll see that one side is screwed all the way up and one's all the way down. So the machine that they're using to calibrate it has been leveled, let's assume.
So if the machine needed to be leveled, then we can assume that the parking lot was not leveled.
That is correct.
Okay.
I would assume the same thing.
Yeah, all right.
And so while the machine may be leveled, the car, almost guaranteed, is not. So we're trying to calibrate something that isn't like this. It's
Okay.
unless they let somebody air out a tire on the other side or something along that nature. And it's being done in broad daylight. Most calibrations, they insist that they are lighting controlled. Like there's an environment that is suitable for calibrating vehicles. That's not one of them.
Okay.
And I actually made a call, not me personally, I had one of my guys make a call to see if we could employ one of those companies to do some of the other stuff, just to understand what the process is.
Sure.
And it was a short phone call because they said, we come to you, we can do it in your shop, or we can do it in your parking lot, or we can take it down the street and do it on the side of the road. I know that's going to fail.
Yeah.
Or it has a high chance it's going to fail.
Yeah, you might come back.
I'm not going to have any comfort with that.
Right. You might get the thumbs up from them, but it won't help you sleep at night.
Yeah. So, these are the things that need to be considered. I don't think that person knows if that vehicle's in alignment or not. I don't know that person didn't check the steering angle sensor to make sure it was zeroed out. Those are all important ingredients to a successful calibration one time.
Right.
This report suggests that the independent is failing a little bit in this regard, which means you may get your car back and it's giving you trouble.
Right.
Which part of any of these calibrations is road testing the vehicle afterwards and verifying that the systems work as designed, and that's just all part of it.
Yeah.
So I feel there's a lot of steps that are being missed in order for this report to come up with these kind of statistics.
Sure.
And they asked a lot of people a lot of questions, and this is what the report's saying.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, I am still working with the big insurer.
Yeah.
To try to convince them that the pre-alignment is a necessary thing to do. And again, the pre-alignment only says, yes, the vehicle is aligned, or no, it is not aligned. And if it is not aligned, that creates a whole different thing, but you cannot calibrate these radars and sensors successfully, I don't believe.
Sure.
In my opinion, without knowing that it's in alignment, knowing that the steering angle sensor is zeroed out, and in the right environment, with a level floor, all that stuff needs to be checked.
I agree with you.
So that's my rant for today. I'm still working with the insurer and hope to have some more information on that shortly. Right now it's got to go up the food chain and more discussions, blah 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 blah. So
thank you for
with
your
that,
time. I appreciate it. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. Enjoy your week.
Yeah.
Hope it was a wonderful one for you. I'll see you next Saturday morning.